This is the Whitetail Run Community Garden in Billings, Montana. So, it's the 28th of May, which is almost the 1st of June, which is kind of when we really want to start planting stuff. It's really when stuff starts to kick in. And the first thing we come to here is this big thing, they call it Big Bertha. You can see these chives have just lost it, man. They've just gone crazy. It's awesome. All by themselves. They just sprouted up all on their own for the second year. Onions. I mean, I think those are flowers. I think all that stuff, too, just sprouted up on its own. And then you see the big rows. Those are all the rows. And this is a little herb garden. So the thyme, it came back all on its own. Stuff is great. It's the most amazing flavor. I really don't know what some of this stuff is. I think this is some type of a mint or something. There's going to be an artichoke there, supposedly. It still hasn't kicked back to life. I don't know if it will. But people do strawberries are common. People love doing peppers, even though they're harder to grow up here. You kind of have to transplant them. But things that you can direct seed, obviously lettuce. So people do lettuce. This garlic just comes up on its own year after year. I think someone did a bunch of carrots here. You can see all the teeny carrots. It's so beautiful. Little carrots. More peppers? I don't know what those are. Sometimes people label the stuff. You know, some of the plots people aren't really doing much. And some are really inventive here, like these guys. I mean, gardening's enough work as it is, you know. You're pulling weeds and planting and watering and just all this work trying to get everything set up. And on top of all that, they had the energy and motivation to not only, you know, start an amazing plot here with all types of vegetables going, but, you know, they decorated it with all these hand-painted rocks. So that's really cool. Some places are a little muddy, but whatever. Irrigation's hard to set up. So this person, 2 tomatoes. It looks like maybe a bunch of broccoli or spinach. These are squash. You can tell by the signature leaves. And they're fuzzy. But, I mean, what type of squash? It's impossible to tell. They could be pumpkins or squash or zucchini, anything in that family. We have a little shed here. People are free to borrow these to use for the tomatoes, so the tomatoes have something to creep up. Sunflowers are another thing I've just learned. They grow like mad. Put those things in the dirt, and a few days later, the thing, it's already growing. And these are some silly weeds, I think. Yeah. So we just rip these guys out, and I just throw them there, let them die. But now that it's been raining for like all weekend, stuff comes right out. Just shake it to try to preserve the stuff and toss it in the compost pile. Stuff will compost. Whatever. It's one of the fun things to do. This is the plot of the person who organized the community gardens last year. She's got some cabbages. This is like red cabbage, what the Germans make Rotkohl out of. So good. And this is my plot. It doesn't look like much now, but I direct seeded everything a while ago, and it's all coming up now, all along the irrigation lines where I seeded it, you see. And then all the beets. So there's beets and spinach. I honestly, that may sound goofy, but I forgot what I planted. But I think it's beets and lettuce or spinach, so, you know, something that's easy maintenance. And just rip these little ones out and throw them right in the pathway. They'll decompose and help build up a decent soil structure. More onions. Yeah, so it's really cool. Along the sides here we have fruit trees in the back, which are so small they're not going to yield any fruit yet. But there's blackberries or some type of berry. I forgot what I don't know what it is. all along the fence line. Strawberries just go crazy. Some more stuff. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. Look at that. I planted this too. This is a community plot. Or did I put, I don't know who did all this. It is good work. Good business. So there's carrots there. Cucumbers. That's it. Don't want to bore you too much. You can see here too, though. This all came up on its own. We didn't do anything, and it just went from last year. All these onions. This stuff is so healthy for you. And it's one of the gardeners right now. So it's a nice, beautiful place to go.